Okay, I'm here with Dean Franklin, a personal friend of mine actually on the tournament side and competitor on the tournament side, but let's put all that aside and let's talk Shimano. What do we got new for 2012?
We've redesigned the Corrado and the Chronarch reel, and what they've done is they've changed it a bit. We've brought our Corrado in so it's much more price point effective. It's $169.
Okay,
and, still a great reel, body style the same, a couple less bearings in it, and which brought the price point back around a little better.
Okay.
The main key thing is where bearing placement is and the support of the bearing and where you put it in the right location. So the bearing game has kind of got out of hand with who's got the most bearings, but when you actually feel the reels, and you can have a reel with 5 bearings and another one with 8 bearings, and when they're placed properly and in a great location supported with the aluminum bodies, they work great. So don't get misled on the bearings. Exactly.
Yeah. And I hear you, because a lot of people always, oh, this one has 5 bearings, this one has 7, this one has 11. Oh boy.
Exactly. It just become a pricing game. The same thing with all the rods and stuff with the IM8s, IM9s, but any rod builder knows it will take different types of graphite contents to get the perfect curve for every action of a rod. But we label them for the public, but in true fact it's hard to specify each rod application. Same with the reels. It's basically based upon body, support, gear cut, and the tolerances, and Shimano's got all of that. So that's why they're so effective with their product.
Okay, and you mentioned you got the new
Chronarch.
Chronarch.
Yes. That one here has 7 bearings like last year's Corrado. It's got a much more superior drag system than the Corrado, though. It's a better drag system. Price point, you're looking at the $200 range. Okay. It's really been selling well and has been effective on the market too. So
very nice.
You can go down into some of the lower models, the Sidicas. Another one, the Canaan's been a very good seller, $98 reel. It also involves the variable brake system. Really nice reel for a introduction reel for a competitor to be starting with and try. Really good for not getting so many backlashes because it's got the great braking system. Then we've went down to this year a new reel here for $74 range. So this one here they brought in, it's got a magnetic system on it, and if someone wants to get into a rod and reel combo set at a lower price, we have that available now. So that's been a great thing too. So
and the big thing, you know, like with these baitcasters, and I remember years ago when I bought my first one, it was a Sidica, right? And I went to take my first cast and the big old rat's nest, and it was like, oh good God, and you spend an hour fixing it, and the second cast again, and you're like, damn it, enough. You know what I mean? But no, it's good because you know, the wide bodies kind of thing with the bigger gears, and you know, it's an entry level, and then you can work your way up as you get through it. Yep,
you can. It's a price point for the whole field that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get started. And now they've made them so effective, and they've brought in left hand and right hand even in the lower models, where years back it used to be all right hand unless you went into a high end reel. So it's made the market wider is what it's done.
And I'm a fan of lefty because I am a lefty. All right, let's move on to this side there, Dean.
Okay.
We're looking at the spinning reels now.
Yep.
What do we got?
We've got the Sustain this year.
Okay,
It come out, it's got the kickstand on it.
Okay, what's that kickstand for?
When you're on the deck of your boat and you actually lay the rod down, it protects the bail arm from touching the deck of your boat so it doesn't bend it, you know, break it or whatever. It's just that much more protection for the reel itself. Now that reel there is a 9 bearing reel, and it actually has the key features with it is the spool itself is machined aluminum, much thicker. It's saltwater capability, and that's the difference when you start stepping up. Some of the other spools are just cold forged aluminum, and this one's machined aluminum. It's a much better reel, yes. So we're offering that. It's got the new X-ship in it, which is a couple more bearings supporting the pinion gear. So when the pinion gear is coming up and down, and it's running off of that with the extra support in the bearing. They actually did a load test with this, with the Cannonball. When you're cranking with on the Cannonball without X-ship, the reel would hardly turn. It was so hard to crank it up. They threw the X-ship in, and it was amazing how much easier it cranked.
Oh, wow.
So it just gives you more area that hasn't got so much friction on it.
Can the kickstand and handle be swapped around?
Yes, it can be side to side.
Right, yeah,
exactly.
Side to side. It's just a plug-in.
So, so then you go down from that one to the CI4, and it has carbon fiber body. Thinking back to the Shimano bike side, the rotors and stuff that's built super lightweight, this is the same material that's in our bikes.
Okay, yeah.
So they brought it over into the reel side of it. There again, nice reel. It's got the tapered spool on it for long casting, smooth, lightweight. It's got the nice foam handles on them.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough, I bought one for myself this year.
Yes,
one of my new weapons for the year. But we'll leave that one aside.
Okay, and then we go down to the regular white Stradics. This is what we've had to offer for years. This year they brought them back in the white color again, and also they've put the X-ship in this one as well.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been another really great selling reel this year. It's been effective on the market. Now, one of the big questions you'll get asked in the reel counter is why from Symmetry from $109 up close to $200 range the difference. And if you actually look at the reel bodies, you'll see a very narrow one on the Symmetry and a wide one on the Stradic. The difference being is, if you see the schematics on the reels, this one's running a twin pin system, twin oscillating pins. So when the system's running, it's guided by 2 pins, where the Symmetry goes down to a 1-pin system. So that's how you tell the difference when you're looking at the bodies. When you see the width on this one and the narrowness on that one, that is your difference. You've got twin pins in here and one there. So when the system's running on 2 pins and you load it up with pressure, it's guided by 2, which creates more strength. And that's the difference from going up from Symmetry to Stradics. So basically, as the market fails out through it all, and then we'll go from some aluminum bodies down to some graphite bodies, graphite side plates from aluminum frames. That's how it works through the area. The biggest thing with them is they pride themselves in what I said over there, the gear cut, the tolerances, stuff like that. That's how come they make such a great reel.
Yeah, no, I'm a big supporter of it. Use it all the time.
Yes.
Got a whole slew of them.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they make a fantastic product. So we've covered the reels. How about we just turn around and cover the rods? Okay.
You've got basically the same thing in the lineups. We cover from top to bottom. And we've got Compres, Clarises, Crucials, the new Cumulus rod, which is super light. Shimano brought out. It came out about 2 years ago. Price point higher, but fantastic when you're out there all day. You team that up with a CI4 Stradic. It's amazing on your arm all day. So
and specifically for 2012, they also redesigned the Crucial line.
Yes, they've put on the cork handles. They've made that better, and the actions on them, and that's an IM10 graphite now. So it's a really nice rod. Seems to do well on the market as well. A lot of these are sold for the bass anglers. They've actually labeled a lot of the actions on them.
So also specifically designed for
like spinning, worm, and jig rod. So they've helped the customer and consumer now with actually labeling their product of what actions, what lengths, what the rod's more designed for. Not meaning that you can't cross this rod over, that you can expand the horizon on beyond what the action says, but this helps people that's trying to figure it out. So when you're looking at the product, it's a little easier to figure that out.
Well, like I mentioned there before, I bought that spinning, the Stradic there, the CI4. I had to buy a rod with it, and I actually bought a Crucial IM10 just for my new drop shot weapon this year. On the water there, guy. So we'll...
so you don't kick my butt.
Exactly. Well, Dean, thank you very much for giving us the lowdown on Shimano.
Okay, thank you.